Welcome to the D-Fly podcast. Today we have Anna and Slavorest. And we're going to talk about the latest King of the Hill game. And today our host is Fat Jess.
Heyo! Hello. Thank you guys so much for joining our podcast. How are you guys doing today?
Thank you for having us. I'm doing pretty good. I'm still winding down after the game.
Yep.
How are you doing? How are you, Slav?
Yeah, thanks for having us on. Also doing pretty good.
Good. I love that. So, excellent. What did you guys think of the return of Sour's map?
I liked it. I like how it's a completely different map
Mhm.
from the usual. It brings out a lot of different play styles, which is fun.
Good.
Yeah, the strategy setup for going into Sour's map is pretty different. It's nice to be able to think outside of the box and kind of focus on not doing the same routine that
Mhm.
that you kind of get into on the default map. I love how symmetrical it is. It just is so satisfying.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it's interesting because the way that the spawns work, it's almost like it's more flexible. Where you spawn, you can work with a lot more easily, it seems like, than spawning on the default map.
Absolutely. I agree. I thought it was a really unique, play style. um Yeah, I was really excited to see this map come back for the wildcard games. But in the future, what would you like to see? For the wildcard games, would you like to see more of this kind of map, or what were you guys, interested in?
I think it would be cool just having tons of different maps, not necessarily this one, just different from the default, because the default square map just sometimes gets boring if you're just playing it over and over again every week.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Slavorest. I agree with that 100%. It would be really great to see more variety. I have really enjoyed how this season has worked out in terms of
Mhm.
variety. Doing the same percentage-based game over and over and over and over and over again for 10 games or 8 games even is, I mean, you kind of know what's going to happen, and when you're playing on different maps and different game types, it's a lot more up in the air, and that's more exciting in my mind.
Yeah, it's fun to shake it up, right?
Yep.
Absolutely. So, Slav, who was like the MVP on your team, would you say? And Anna, I want to ask you this as well because I saw some really great players out there today. But who would you guys say was the most valuable player?
Personally, I think the whole team did fairly well. I don't think I really saw someone stand out that much, at least not from when he was on the map. I didn't see anyone do incredibly well, but
Mm.
everyone did pretty good.
Anna, how about you? Did you have a MVP?
I think that I really appreciated the game that Rex played today. He took a lot of territory, and the territory that he got, or even the territory that he didn't get, but whatever was needed as a hybrid, he was putting down layers everywhere that he could, and playing as a builder, that's always really nice to see. To know that a hybrid is kind of helping out wherever they can. And yeah, I think that he understood that with the amount of territory we had, doing that was going to be very, very, very valuable for us. I appreciated seeing that.
And Rex is a EU located person, I believe. So is that different
Yes,
for your team, Anna?
absolutely. Yes, absolutely. We had multiple EU players in this game. Rex is an EU player, so his connection to US West was uncomfortable. It was playable for him. He had a much more consistent um, ping than I did, unfortunately, and US West is my home server. But um, and yeah, so we had Rex, Wolf Hunter, and Evolve Eye, all connected to US West from Evolve Eyes from Poland, and Wolf Hunters from Turkey. So some uncomfortable connections this game for sure.
And how'd you
Wow.
feel about Slavorest?
Yeah, fortunately, our team had a few bad pings. We had a few builders having to sit back rather than frontlining. Not much you can do. Just the ping was a bit worse on US West, I think.
And do you have any US West builders on your team?
Builders, I don't believe so. We have a few central players, so was about the same as US East for them, but the majority of the players, the ping was higher than normal.
Gotcha. And I think we have a little bit of echo. I hope it's not coming from me, but
Sounds like it's been resolved.
yeah, perfect.
So,
So,
what were your expectations going into the game today, versus the outcome? What did you guys think of that?
I think that the expectation and the outcome matched up fairly well. We got the territory that we expected that we wanted to take, and we knew that it was going to be difficult to hold. I think what we did not expect was for Team Orange to take as much territory. I think we thought that the territory would be split more evenly between
Mm,
purple and orange, and that they would have a border between those two teams to also be defending against each other. Orange kind of smushed purple into us in the center,
mm.
and so orange gained um, a much larger border with us than we were anticipating, I think. And to have orange on both sides of purple in the center was really interesting and was really actually very difficult to orient ourselves towards in the last several minutes of the game. Yeah, so for there to be targets not just in the center, but on both sides, the threes on both sides of that was very difficult for sure.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I saw purple took the middle there at the end.
Yep.
Um,
hmm Yeah, good on them for sure.
and Slav, what did you think about the how it played out versus your expectations?
So yeah, I think we had a really great start. Very explosive, expanding. I think we had like 20 something points at a certain point, like halfway through the game. I think both orange and purple did a really good job of pushing
Mhm.
us. Final with 10 minutes, and we just weren't able to hold um, both teams.
Yeah, that was really, really intense.
Absolutely. This was definitely a fun game, I feel. I feel like, it's all about, having fun, and like this was definitely like it definitely brought out a lot of joy and fun, which was good. I like this map.
Yeah, Smap is great. Sour did a fantastic job.
Absolutely.
He's got a good brain up in there.
For sure.
So, for Anna, did you guys find that you learned about dark blue this game?
Yeah, I think it was nice to get a sense of communication styles and uh, generally like on Sky we have so many of our players are muted during the game. We don't have a whole lot of chat over the voice chat. It's maybe like 2 or 3 people out of our 8 in game that are talking at any point. And Dark Blue has more ability on their team to use voice chat, and just listening to them communicate with each other was very interesting. It was very cool to hear.
And then, pretty much, kind of the converse question for Slavorest is that maybe a bit of a difference for you guys as well?
Yeah, it was nice having more communication in the voice chat. Kind of another team, you were able to orient yourselves better. You knew where everyone had to be, rather than at some points, if you only have 8 people, not every location on the map is covered with someone VC. So it's kind of nice to have you really know what's going around, everything around you.
That's a good
Yeah.
point. Kind of eyes everywhere.
Mm,
hmm
I like that perspective.
Yeah, and I think I appreciated Slavorest. We were able to communicate really well, even before the game and talking through our strategies. I think that it was good teamwork coming up with what our game plan was. So thanks for that, Slavorest.
Yeah, you too. You guys contributed a lot of, I guess, kind of ideas and stuff from the last time we played on this map that you guys had left over.
I
Yeah,
love that.
it was useful that this game type was on this map again. We were kind of able to like learn from mistakes and identify what needed to be done. And
So, Anna, what sort of wildcard games would you like to see in the future?
oof, that is that's an interesting question. The game before this one was pretty interesting to have a shooter game set up the way that it was. That wild card game was pretty fun. I think that a lot of people enjoyed that. And um yeah, again, Slaverist, sorry for creating pockets to spawn into that game. Sorry about that. I apologize.
Yeah, I kind of like the shooter game, how it was very different. As a builder, it wasn't the most fun getting targeted by a lot of shooters. Still was fun, but
Yeah.
some cool ideas I think would for wild card could be like 1v1s for teams. One team versus another. Um,
I agree with that one.
I think another cool idea would be like a smaller map. Um, so it's kind of it plays out to a point where there might even be like a single winner, small enough
Mm,
to have like a very high paced game, small map, kind of
that's
cool idea, I think.
yeah, I like that. That's really interesting.
Yeah, that would be fun, I think. I would be really interested to see the outcome of 1v1s, like team versus team.
I like the idea of it kind of being a game where it's smaller and you can really close out a map. Like,
Yeah, for
you know,
sure.
you don't see that as much in a tournament game versus regular games.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I really appreciate you guys for joining, our podcast. I think, it sounds like you guys had a really good like team. Like I was saying earlier, like I thought it was really good luck that the Blues got put together. You know what I mean? Because it's just like, it's the Blues, the blue team. Dark blue, light blue, like I love that. And
Yeah.
it sounds like you guys had some really good communication and like good team spirit, and I think that's what the game's all about. It sounds like you guys had a lot of fun. Um, and I really appreciate you spending time and chatting with me and my brother in New Hampshire today. So thank you guys.
Yeah, it's fun. Thank you so much for hosting the podcast. I'm really looking forward to what it does for the community, and hopefully we can see a lot of interest community wide for it.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Yay.
Cool.
All right. Well, anyone have any closing remarks?
Oh, just thank you.
Thank you.
And good game to all the other teams.
GG's all around.
Yeah.
GG's.
Thanks for having us on. Good game.
Good game.